and welcome to my review on Alone in the Dark. This game is like, you get like Resident Evil 2. Just such a really well game with some good puzzles, good exploration, good enemy designs, but you suck all the fucking juice out of it, and it's just a shriveled up fucking mummy corpse. That's what this game is. It is. The enemy design is very poor. You fight maybe a difference between three different like enemies. There's barely any enemies in it. The exploration is really boring. You just fucking slowly run to one place, get something. Oh, this ties into something else. You run down, you do that, you do this, and it's all to get like a piece for a talisman. And it's just so fucking boring. That's all I can say about this game. And the game does have potential to be good. Like, the story, as poor as it was used, it did have potential to be great. And the voice acting was uh, just really, really bad. It like there's no emotion into it at all. The writing is just so, just like so bad. Like this game is nothing but just a shriveled up dick. It is just so boring. Everything that made like stuff like Resident Evil, fucking that made like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, and fucking like the Evil Within 1 and 2 fun. But you kind of just like fucking, it's like fucking, it just milk it dry. This game, the house is boring. The characters are fucking ass. I didn't care for one of them. Any of them could have got fucking blown up, and I wouldn't have give like one single fat fuck. Like the characters in this game are bad, and while this game it does have many problems, I did think the story had a lot of potential to be good, even though it was really poorly handled. Uh, the the villain, the fucking Dark Man or whatever his name was. Uh, I didn't even really think he was a cool villain because he's barely in it. But the coolest thing with him is if you point your gun at him, he'll turn back and you'll shoot yourself. I thought that was pretty cool. And that's really about it. Graphically, it's nothing special, but games don't have to be graphically impressive to impress me. But like, you have like A-list actors in this, and my god, I could have done a better performance if I had a fucking dildo shoved up my ass. This this game, voice acting is bad. The exploration is bad. The combat's bad, especially the melee. The throwables don't even work half the time. Fuck, I ran into so many bugs. Half the puzzles in Alone in the Dark are meant for fucking a PC, not for like PS5. So half of them are just bugged out. There's a lot of bugs you get. Like I was in chapter 4 and I got soft locked because the ladder I was meant to go down fell down. And there was no other way to get down there. So that just like, and like it's not even scary at all. It's called Alone in the Dark, but you barely ever spend it alone, and it's barely ever in the dark. It's always really light. It's like there's always fucking studio lights everywhere. And the thing is, I think this game had a pretty cool setting. You go from like everywhere. You go from this like really cool house to this like fucking desert to this swamp, and like and they build it up like it's just this game builds no tension. The enemies are just so not scary. I just couldn't give a fuck about the enemies. Every time I would see them, I'd either just run past them or just like fucking shoot them with a fucking Tommy gun. And that's really about it. The melee is very poor. The throwables, as I said, don't even work. And yeah, it's just such a boring game. But it does have a thing like the settings. are pretty cool. If you just make them like a bit darker and maybe a bit like less open, it could be pretty scary. And there is like the settings of this is really good. You go to a fucking temple. You go to like a temple. There's like a lot of cool stuff. There's like a temple. You go to like this like swamp, which is probably the coolest part of the whole game. And this game could have been good. I see why it could have been good because it takes a lot off from what's coming to my mind, Resident Evil 2. And I love Resident Evil 2. I think it is the second best well, I mean it's like top 5 Resident Evil games. I think I even gave it a 9 whenever I reviewed it. But this is just so fucking boring. And like the characters are so bad too. Like he never wonders what the hell is going on. He just goes, "Oh shit, I seen the why is there fog everywhere? Are we in a Silent Hill game? No, I'm never gonna question this again. I'm just gonna try and find Jeremy and like suck his dick or something." The game is just bad. Narratively, it could have been good. Like they're setting some stuff up, and I was like, "Oh, that could be pretty good." But they must have had like fucking pigeons, like making the story of this game because it could have been good, but they just fumbled so hard. I'm getting really fucking passionate about this story, but and like the gunplay isn't anything special. It's just like, and it doesn't have to be anything special. It doesn't have to be like fucking Max Payne, but like it's just not very good. It's like the atmosphere is never built, and just like it's a game I will never ever replay, just for how boring it is. So if I had to give Alone in the Dark a score, I would give it a 3.5. I do think they do some things well, like the story had great potential, the setting had great potential, and yeah, but they just fumbled so hard with this game. There's so many letdowns. But yeah, if you like this review, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.